I'd like to introduce both Eric Schummer, who's the founder and CEO of Senzary, and also a special guest today, which is Marlena Nickel, who is the Chief Strategy Officer of Senzary. And she'll tell us also a little bit of her perspective. So why don't we start off, Eric? Thank you for joining us, first of all, Eric and Marlena. To give the audience a sense of what we're talking about here, the scope and scale of IoT, the focus is boosting ROI with connected sensors and IoT. So what exactly does that mean? What type of projects or applications has Senzary done in this space to give folks a sense of, what does that mean? And what do we apply this to? Can you give us a few examples to start?
Absolutely. Hi, good morning, everyone. Matt, thank you very much. Are you seeing the video?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Don't want you to miss that. Thank you for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here today, sharing some of our experience and providing hopefully some interesting advice for all those who are either doing it or planning on doing it, and hopefully we'll be able to collaborate in the future. As you were mentioning, we have had the opportunity over the course of the last couple of years to work on some very interesting projects across different verticals. We will learn more about that, but just to give you a quick rundown, one of our customers, for instance, is Fortune 500 in the utilities energy business called AES Corporation, sorry, for whom we pretty much have implemented our entire operating system for IoT for enterprise. And we are deploying this across 8 countries, 10 countries, and over 100 different plants. And that covers monitoring, for instance, of all data centers. And also we are working on predictive maintenance on energy generation with our very smart predictive maintenance technology. We have also implemented the LoRaWAN, which we'll talk more about that, infrastructure, wireless long distance infrastructure across the plants, where we can cover like the whole plant with 1 or 2 radios very cost effectively. Other projects involve consumer manufacturing like Procter Gamble, Ragazza for food or products. A lot of work surrounding predictive maintenance and correlations of operations and flows and trying to improve operations, definitely reduce downtime. We work very closely with one of your partners, IAC, International Accessories. With them, we are OEMing some of the, we're manufacturing or replacing some of the older control units for dust collection and backhouse management. So we have acquired in the past couple of years, I think, significant experience and knowledge on the cement, frac sand, and dust-related type of environments. So regarding silos, regarding backhouse management, all these different modules that run the overall process of the cement business, and especially around backhouse management, dust control, conveyors, silos, things like that. Another interesting customer would be like the Panama Canal, where we implemented our technologies from the Atlantic to the Pacific within just a couple of weeks. And we were able to measure thousands of vessels as they crossed the Panama Canal. And in there, we were measuring their contributions to the emissions, to the pollution on sulfur emissions, which are theoretically governed by international regulations. And well, it turned out almost none of those vessels were complying with the regulations. And we discovered about $100 million opportunity for the Panama Canal in regards to how to deal with that. And finally, we have other types of customers like in government, like we monitor the aquifers for the state of Indiana. We also perform full house activities like in the Jacksonville International Airport, where we monitor air quality, we count the people on the restrooms, we do analytics, we do predictive maintenance on the baggage handling systems. So, I mean, the point is that our applications and technologies and the breadth and wealth of our engineering expertise allows us to cover multiple different verticals and within those cover different stakeholders, whether it's environmentals, reliability, predictive maintenance, operations, supply chain, tracking. We're implementing for the oil company in Mexico our combination of our employee tracking solution along with environmentals because of closed refineries, so that we can make the proper alarms and events when the environmentals become dangerous to the workers. And also on the offshore supply vessels and offshore platforms. So all the activities in support of these offshore platforms is being managed by our platform as well on services.
Wonderful. That's so it's a lot more than dust collection systems.
Very
There's
much more. That's
yeah,
why we call it an
absolutely.
operating system, and we'll talk more about that. But I would like to
Yes.
take the opportunity to introduce you to my good friend and partner, Marlena, which actually the story with Marlena is that she was my customer. She worked at Shell Corporation until recently. And well, I don't know if she liked us or she liked our products better, but the point is she came on board. She's now a full-time partner and management at Senzary, and I want her to give her own side of the spiel. So back to you, Marlena.
Sure. Thank you, Eric. So, yeah, Marlena Nickel. And so I joined Senzary earlier this year after leaving my career of Shell of almost 28 years. So, took a retirement, and then Eric convinced me to join forces with him. And so, yeah, I thought it would be a great opportunity. So, how Shell got involved with Senzary is we were looking at different technologies for people tracking for a large turnaround at one of our facilities. And so asset and people, particularly people tracking, it's a really challenging technology to look at. It's not cookie cutter because you're involving, people going inside of buildings and then outside on a complex. So key to us, of course, was EX or ATEX or explosion proof devices. That's really key on any oil and gas facility. And, also during a turnaround, you have lots of contractors coming on and off site. So they may not know procedures or do not enter zones. So with people and asset tracking, you would create geofences. So reached out to Eric through another mutual vendor that we were investigating. And in my role in Shell, I was the IoT Technology Manager. So I actually established Shell's IoT strategy and roadmap and de-risk technologies of which LoRaWAN was one of the technologies that we saw had great capability and penetration through facilities like with lots of steel and concrete. And also that it was a safe and secure type of technology. So that kind of led us down the pathway. And then back to the people tracking challenge. So again, like if you use your cell phone, you know that if you're using Google Maps or something like that, it won't work inside of a building. So many different technologies come into play, and Eric had the keys to know exactly what we needed and how to combine all these technologies to work together both indoors and outdoors and in difficult sites and with deploying thousands of sensors. So that's and then I guess the other key thing about Senzary, what really impressed me is that Eric's able to deploy a solution within weeks instead of months and months and months. And so that is really, I think, one of the key features that Senzary provides to their customers. And so, we were kicking off a POC and did some work there, but basically, yeah, so just happy to join forces with Eric, and the potential is huge, as you saw with the different solutions that Eric holds in his portfolio. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Marlena. It's great to have you here as well.